We're seeing one another online instead of having a potluck with an extended family. We aren't going for bike rides with our friends. We aren't meeting with work colleagues for tea or coffee like we usually would. My kids and grandkids aren't coming to visit me and the First Lady at the executive residence right now. I'm holding cabinet meetings on the phone instead of in person. But that's a sacrifice we are asking of everybody in the state. Stay home and limit the number of people you have contact with. This kind of distancing, it's difficult. We know it is especially draining both mentally and emotionally, but it's one of the most effective ways of stopping the spread of the disease. And folks, we need to take this seriously as it gets more urgent and more dire every single day. We're seeing COVID-19 impact Milwaukee, especially the north side of Milwaukee, in a uniquely bad way. The severity of this disease in the African American community, it's a crisis within a crisis. We must do everything within our power to raise public awareness, ensure access of care, and find out why this happens. Right now, the Centers for Disease Control has a team in Milwaukee, and we hope to learn more from them in the coming days and weeks. Now, let's talk about price gouging for a minute. I will continue to monitor this information not only from a public health perspective, but also to ensure that swift action is taken against price gouging in our communities. While most Wisconsinites are good neighbors who are caring for one another, there have been reports of a few bad actors. Those folks will be held accountable. I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing to keep our healthcare workers and first responders safe. Yesterday, we launched an initiative designed to get more personal protection equipment, or PPP as it now is known as, such as gowns, gloves, and masks to those working on the front lines in response to the COVID-19 epidemic. It is absolutely imperative that our healthcare workers and first responders have the equipment they need to stay safe and healthy as they care for our communities. There's a global shortage of PPP, and we're competing with other states to acquire limited resources. So we're calling on companies and schools and other organizations that may have unused protective equipment sitting in their facilities to make those materials available to those who need it most. The state appreciates any donations, but we're also prepared to pay a fair market value for large quantities of this equipment that are offered. Wisconsinites can now go to COVID-19 supplies, one word, .wi.gov/donations to either donate or sell large quantities of PPP to the state of Wisconsin. The State Emergency Operations Center will then distribute the PPP to communities that need it most. We've had an incredible amount of outpouring from offers from businesses and other organizations who have already told us they want to help fill critical need for this equipment across Wisconsin. We continue to review these offers of support, and our hope is this site will help to streamline that process going forward so our workers on the front line get what they need as quickly as possible. Earlier today, I announced an emergency order that will suspend evictions and foreclosures amid the COVID-19 public health emergency. Now, of course, Wisconsinites who are able to continue to meet their financial obligations are expected to do so. This order does not in any way relieve a person's obligation to pay their rent or their mortgages. But we are mindful that during this time, individuals, families, and small businesses may see disruptions in paychecks due to losing hours, tips, businesses, or employment. This order is another step we can take to prioritize the health and safety of Wisconsinites during this public health emergency. Evictions and foreclosures pose a direct and serious threat to the health and well-being of Wisconsinites, especially as we ask that everybody remain safer at home.